We are live. We are back, Facebook. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry. We did you wrong, but we are back. We're back where we belong. The Coach and Coach podcast. Tell your neighbor to wake up. They're on. Welcome to the Coach and Coach podcast. We are back. We're back on Facebook, guys. So go tell your friend and tell another friend and tell another friend. Tell them that, hey, them guys are back on here. Let's go over there and let's talk to them. I am your defensive coordinator. My job is to keep points off the board and make sure you don't tear us down. I am Coach Marks. The guy beside me is the offensive coordinator. Defense win championships, but offense put butts in seats. If you can't score, you just can't win. He is Coach Benji. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and set your notifications so you won't miss an episode of the Coach and Coach podcast. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, or wherever you get your podcast. You can also catch the replay of our episodes on our YouTube page. We are live on Facebook, and you can also get some clips on TikTok. So follow us everywhere. Wherever you follow people, I guarantee you'll be able to find the Coach and Coach podcast. Coach, man, how have your week been going, brother?
It's been good, man. It's been a different week. Kids been out of school, but I'm going to work. Had a birthday, feeling old. And it was weird. It feels like we put out so many shows at the end of last week and the start of this week. It just felt weird. Like I've just been waiting to get to tonight. I'm ready to be back online. So, how about you, man?
Seemed like all the news, man. The news was just, I guess we got so overloaded with news last week that the news just kind of say, you know what, we're going to give y'all guys a break today. Because it felt like they just gave us a break this week. Man, when I sent you the transcript of the week, it looked different.
Yeah.
it just looked different. And like, man, this is not a normal week for us. We usually, man, it's so much stuff down that you just got to sort through it. But man, everything kind of level off. I don't know if I like that or not, but hey, we're gonna do what we can do with it tonight, and we got something special Saturday, so maybe that'll get people buzzing and get people going. But we'll talk to that. We'll talk about that later on in the show. I do want to give a big congratulations to the Golden Band from Trojan Land. Benji, man, those young ladies and young men went to Grenada. And a lot of people don't know how important that is. I was here when we didn't qualify. I was here when we didn't qualify for state. Sometimes people used to think that was just a given. It's just a given. You just know, man, you have to go out there and perform. And I'm gonna tell you, Benji, them ladies got out there, them men and women got out there and perform, and ones across the board. And the Golden Band from Trojan Land will be going to state October the 25th, Brandon, Mississippi. Hey, old coach got to be there. I'm going to be there, man. I'm going down there to support our band as they go to compete in state. So that's a big congrats to Coach Gracie Barnes and her staff. And if you see my eyes keep flickering up and down, I'm trying to watch this game and do this at the same time. When you're a sports guy, you watching games and you're trying to do everything at the same time. But I did want to get our show started with a couple of changes that the Mississippi High School Sports Athletic Association wanted us to implement, and our school district have jumped on board with it. In the lieu of all of the senseless violence that went on last weekend with the shootings at various homecomings, it's a shame, Coach, that I was even, Northwest had their homecoming tonight, and I was sitting there like, my niece called me today. She FaceTimed me, and it's sad that I, was sitting there like, man, be careful tonight. We shouldn't even be at that place.
No, you would think going to a football game is just a time to hang out, fellowship, enjoy each other's company, go cheer your team on. You'd think that things like that, the things in life that get us in bad places mentally, whatever the case may be, you can kind of leave that at the door and go enjoy yourself for a few hours and get away from what's troubling you. So hopefully, these are just things that are, isolated ordeals that don't become a constant problem, and we can get back to enjoying the game.
Well, in lieu of that, the association strongly recommended that school districts, first of all, they wanted all homecoming festivities to cease for the moment. We don't know if that's a permanent thing or not. We just had our homecoming a couple of weeks ago. Calhoun City had theirs a couple of weeks ago. Coffeyville had theirs. Water Valley had theirs, and everybody was having a good time. Everybody was able to see classmates because I know in our area we use that for almost like a reunion because
Yeah.
once you get out of I tell those kids all the time, you think you're gonna stay friends and connected forever. No, it just don't work like that because when you become grown and definitely when you become married, your best friend is no longer your teammate. Your best friend better be your spouse or you ain't gonna be married long. But that is a time where we're able to communicate with people that we ain't saw in years. I know for my class, we use it as a reunion every year because we get to see people. We do have one young lady that's been dealing with sickness, and she looks forward to it. I mean, this is I told her this year. I said, now you got to live another year. I tell her that every year because that's one of her things. So it's sad that we done got to this point with it, but you know, I understood wanting to put a cap on it right now because you don't know what people mind or what they're thinking about. But I know our school district had wanted us to implement a clear bag policy, and we have now implemented. I have shared it on my page. I think a lot of people have shared it. We just kind of let all the fans know that we're not trying to make things inconvenient for you. We're not trying to make things harder for you, but safety is first, and we want you guys to be safe. You just never know, and not saying it's going to stop anything, but I would rather be proactive. What did Iron Man say in game? He said we are the Avengers when we need to be the Prevengers. So I'd rather be an Avenger. I mean a Prevenger and be more proactive than to be reactive.
Yeah, it's it's just you're dealing with young kids everywhere. Um, when you're at these high school games, I've seen where y'all have really started to enforce. If you're younger than sixth grade, be with a parent. You got to do everything you can to protect kids and these young ones, and make it a safe environment that everybody can enjoy. So I think it's a good start. To just get out in front of it and try to, like you said, cap it and be proactive.
And like I said, it's I know it feels like that, man. Y'all are just doing too much, even with the implementation of making sure that somebody's out there with their kid. It's a safety thing because you don't want a kid. You know how we are. We want to go out there and play football, and I got boys, you got young boys, and man, they don't know how to sit still and watch no game. They want to go out there and hit somebody and then I mean, if you're not watching them, man, there's rocks out there. Hey, you can easily break a leg. I remember my best friend, Gary Moe. Gary Moe, a crazy state fan. I don't know what's wrong with him. But I remember when we was younger, we played football in the backyard. That's what we did. And he fell on a rock. And, man, he broke his leg. He shattered his leg. And just something that simple that can happen at a game. So we don't want y'all to be in a position to where you get in that situation where that happens. So we do hope that everybody. It was good to see that people did get going and made sure that they didn't let people just walk around and waltz around in that situation, and then they went and got the people that was responsible allegedly, because we are in America and you're innocent to proven guilty, but they have been apprehended. So because it caused an uproar. It caused an uproar with what was going on. It really challenged time and even this weekend when we was at Ole Miss, you hate it, but it crosses your mind.
Yeah, uh, it's just sad that society's gotten to a place where you got to look over your shoulder just about
Yeah.
everywhere you go.
But hopefully, we get to the point where that is no longer going to be an issue. Well, Coach, man, it's Thursday night, man. I believe you had soccer tonight.
I did have soccer tonight.
I don't want to just talk to you
Yeah,
because you're the coach. You ain't out there. I want to talk to the people that.
I am out there. I'm coaching hard.
Well, we got a special guest tonight.
he couldn't wait to get over here.
All right, well, you and your green screen is having a time right now.
Get up there where they can see. And I'll try to get up here too somewhere. They handle back. You just be the star of the show for a minute.
All right, man. What's going on, Mr. Liam?
Good.
You had a soccer game tonight. All right, tell me, man. Tell the people, how did that soccer game go tonight?
Good.
Good. So what do that mean?
Yeah, what happened? What happened during the game?
So we did great in the game, and so
You don't know. You don't know what else. Say winner scored a goal.
winner scored a goal.
I think winner scored another goal.
Winner scored another goal.
Who is winner?
Winner Jackson.
Winner Jackson. Okay. He had 2 goals.
He had 2 goals. We lost 3-2. He was the.
Wait a minute. Ho. Well, stop it right now. Now y'all said everything was great and everybody had smiles on their face.
In his world, coach. He don't know. But
So 2, man. So Liam, what do y'all got to do to get better?
what do you think?
We need to learn more skill in our game.
Is it a coaching issue?
Yes.
Don't you say.
Let you know.
Hey, you know what? That's what we need more players that's going to tell the truth, Liam. And I appreciate that because sometimes players don't want to tell the truth. And sometimes our coaches need to do better. So whoever the coach, what is your team name?
We're just the red team. We're the Red Bruce team.
Well, the Red Bruce team, whoever the coach of the Red Bruce team, Liam, I'll just let you know that we got it. Oh, I'm trying not to see him. He's just letting you know that, hey, we got to get better as a coaching staff. Liam, how many goals have you scored this year?
You had 1.
I have 1.
Yeah.
I have 1.
What
Okay.
position you play? Because I think, don't soccer have positions?
We play. We just say go to the left, go to the right, or get in the middle. That's all we know.
Dang.
Liam, I'm going to tell you something. I'm with you now. You do have a coaching problem. You do have a coaching problem.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. So if we can get that figured out, what we're going to do, our listeners are listening today. So, hey, listeners, if y'all can help Liam out, it's what I need you to do. When is your next game?
When's your next game? Monday? Say Monday?
Monday,
Monday, what time?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
So all the listeners, I need y'all to do me a favor. I need y'all to show up to the game on Monday with your Liam t-shirts on. I don't care if you got to draw it. Put it on there, and because if he see y'all support him, then maybe we get enough support to get that coach out the system. Because that's important. You get a good coach. Because I know how you feel because, Ed Ogeron was our coach one time, and we wasn't successful at Ole Miss.
Come on, coach. You going to compare me to Ed Ogeron? Ole Miss Ed Ogeron?
Hey, did he take – I bet y'all name ain't on the back of y'all jersey, is it?
Sadly, it's not.
See what I'm talking about?
I have no control over them.
He brought this USC crap over here, and now y'all names ain't on the back of your jersey. It's time for a new coach. And, give a call to your AD and just let them know. Just kind of look around, tell you. But I need you got to be a leader, man. You got to tell them, look, I know our coach is bad, but we gotta be better.
I do not need to tell kids that. You're filling his head up with the wrong idea.
What would you tell the fans tonight that's coming to watch your game? What they gonna see when they come to the game?
What would you tell the fans?
That they're going to see us win.
Hey, that's what you know what? And see, you had to say that. You had to say that. You don't need a coach sitting up there not promoting you to win. I've been in that situation, man, where the coach had me all down. So they just need to win. I'm glad you are the leader and the captain, man. We need more captains like that. We need more captains like that. Liam, how old are you, man?
7 years old.
7 years old. Did y'all hear that? A 7-year-old understand that he need a new coach. He understand leadership. He understand that, and he already said that the red team from Bruce. So I don't know who the red team from Bruce playing next week, but you better watch out because we got the grave digger, Liam Harris. Hair is coming to you. That's your nickname now, grave digger.
Got the Gravedigger shirt on now.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to promote your brand. Soccer extraordinaire. What? Do my partner got any questions for you?
Do you think Daddy's a great coach?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. We said it all
Okay,
right there. It's
now
not.
we got now I'm confused. I'm confused now because at one you said you needed a better coach, and now you're saying the coach is
Which one?
good.
Burger.
He could do better.
He just said better coach.
He just
Okay.
yeah. He
What's
could do
what's
better.
your final statement? Because I'm about done with you already.
No, I'm just joking about that one too. You're a perfect coach.
Thank you.
But because you can't, like, you get it though. You get it, Lim. You can't be on TV, bad mouthing your coach because you get fined for that. So you just make the right. That's the right choice to make, and that's what we got to do.
He won't sleep outside tonight.
Just got to make the right decision. Hey, your collective bargaining. Hey, don't worry about that. Your collective bargaining contract. You have to be in the house, or you can sue the organization. So you're good to go, buddy. I was in there when they set your contract up, so you're good to go. How much are you getting paid?
How much money did you make tonight? How much money did you make?
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. They
So
are
we bought you a Gatorade.
We got a Gatorade.
Got you a pizza after.
Pizza.
There was hot water to take a bath.
Yeah.
It sounded like he
Oh,
played.
wait a minute. See, no, that's in the collective bargaining agreement. You supposed to get that anyway. That's part of the contract. You supposed to get paid. So didn't you sign a 2-year deal for like $35 or something?
Nah, we haven't set up the NIL website to sell his T-shirts and stuff yet. We're working on it.
I have 1/4, 2 diamonds, I think.
You got him thinking.
You need an agent. Well, Liam, we appreciate you coming on, man. Hey, let's give the fans 2 thumbs up.
Give him 2 thumbs up.
That's the grave digger.
Go eat your pizza.
Okay.
You got something. Thanks for coming on, Liam.
Well, we have established that good players know when they need a change in the coaching staff, and Liam, I appreciate his leadership, and he understands that. Coach, you just got to get better, man.
I mean, I really do. I just stand over there, and I'm the type that's like, if we play hard, if our eyes are in the right place, that's half the battle. And I've gotten us to do that. So we've got half the battle down. Now I got to go study some scheme and try to figure out what's going on, because I still don't understand some of the structure and things like that. We just have to play.
I mean, that's Little League though. We don't have a clue what's going on. We just roll with it, man. And if you got me out there, I'm just gonna tell them to run and kick and can you tackle?
No, but it happens from time to time.
Dang. Well, I'm not good at being on a field and you can't tackle.
Yeah, well, like I said, these kids sometimes they see ball, they go get ball, someone else is in the way. There's some tackling going on. We just kind of overlook it.
Well, Coach, man, that's a great segue into our next one. We got some football going on tomorrow, and we got some important football going on tomorrow in our area. As you know, everybody should be in district flow right now, and we're going to go over and look at some games that's going to transpire tomorrow. And we're definitely going to talk about Bruce and MS Palmer, and we talk about a couple of local ones. But we got number 4 Louisville is traveling to 0-7 Gentry. You got South Pontotoc, who is 1-6. They will be traveling to number 8 New Albany, who is 5-2. We got number 6 Noxubee County going to number 7 Choctaw County. And I had a very interesting conversation with a guy last night. I think you might have went to school with him, old Breesy. Breesy got Choctaw beating Noxubee, and I said no. I think Noxubee gonna pull it off. So, and one thing about Breesy, he know his high school football.
I'm gonna say he
know his stuff. Like, he will watch film.
Yeah,
and we got to get him on, because he will go back. None of his stuff is just him just randomly talking. He done went and watched film. He done been on the NHFS, whatever the acronym is. He'll go watch those games, and he'll watch those games. So the things that he is saying is legit. He is not just saying something just to have a conversation. So if you gonna go to Breesy with any type of argument, you better make sure your facts are straight.
Ain't no doubt.
You got number 2 Tupelo traveling to 5-1 Hernando. You got 4-3 LaFleur County going to 0-7 French Camp. You got Kemper County. Now, Breesy thinks Kemper County is going to go to Upor and win. And I said, not so fast, my friend. I do not think Kemper County is going. He said they had a rough schedule at first, and that was the reason that they were playing like they were playing. But Upor is not a pushover, and Kemper County got to go to Upor. So that was two scores that I just didn't agree with them with, and I can't wait till after tomorrow, because if my stuff fall through, I'm definitely gonna contact them and say, Breesy, I know you've been watching film, buddy. I know you've been putting all your stuff together, but man, I told you it wasn't gonna happen. But you got Belmont going to Kasuth. You got Corinth traveling to Tishomingo County. You got number 12 Calhoun City, who is 5-1, traveling to Okolona for a division battle. You got number 22 Baldwin, 6-1 going to 6-1 Hatley. So that it on paper it looked like it should be a good game, but I think Baldwin is going to handle that very easily. Baldwin is right now one of the top team in North 2A. You got number 2, you got 2-5, not number 2, but you got 2-5 Mantachi going to 2-5 Boonville. That is something strange to see. You got number 19 North Pontotoc. Another strange team to see in this area, in this aura, is West Bolivar 1-5. Could you imagine West Bolivar in your day being 1-5?
No, I would have said something was terribly wrong, because they used to roll.
You got South Panola, which is another team you look at that's 3-3. They're going to South Tillo, who's 3-4. You got Aberdeen, 4-3, traveling to Nettleton, who is 0-6. You got 2-5 Alcorn Central going to Moorville, which is 3-4. You got 1-5 Coffeyville going to West Tally, who is 4-2. You got 6-1 Biggersville going to TCP, who is 4-3. You got Lafette 4-3 traveling to number 1 West Point, who is 6-0. You got Olive Branch 1-5. Another. What is going on, Coach? All of these mega house football teams are now struggling. What is going on?
I don't know. Maybe they used to say that the small schools and the non-traditional powers went through those flows where the talent, maybe that's starting to leak up into the bigger.
Because you got South Panola 3-3 and Olive Branch 1-5. Like, what era are you talking about? Historically great football team that's struggling like that. But 1-5 Olive Branch is going to 5-1 Grenada. You got 4-2 Nanawaya traveling to 3-4 Sebastopol. You got Pure Academy 3-5 traveling to 3-4 Winona. You got Regents 3-4 going to Oak Hill Academy. You got Amory 3-4 traveling to Shannon 5-2. You got Clinton 4-2 traveling to number 3 Starkville, who is 4-2. You got 1-6 East Union traveling to Strayhorn, which is 2-5. You got 0-7 Thrasher going to 2-5 Smithville. You got 1-6 Houston traveling to Itawamba AHS 4-2. You got Vardaman, who is 2-5, going to West Lowndes, who is 2-3. But the two games I do want to talk about, Coach, is you first of all, we got Myrtle 6-1 traveling to Water Valley 5-2, which is basically the number 1 seed game.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one, I think. You're hoping, if you're Water Valley, that Myrtle's kind of the same old Myrtle. Maybe the schedules just gave them the record they had. If you're Myrtle, you're hoping that this is a chance to take a huge step as a program. So that one should be a packed house tomorrow.
Coach, Myrtle was they was decent last year. But we say packed house, but we saw when Bruce played Water Valley that, it wasn't what we thought it would have been. But I do believe Myrtle is a decent football team. I don't think it's a schedule related thing. We did see them last year, and they were better. They're very physical. They're very physical. Their offensive line, defensive line is very physical. They don't mind contact. And Water Valley, they won the games they were supposed to win. And this game right here is huge for them because, first of all, it's going to determine if they get that number 1 seed. I do believe if Water Valley wins this game, then they will be the number 1 seed in the region. If they lose this game, then there is a possibility that Water Valley ends up in a 3-way tie. Possibility. It could be this game could be the precursor of a big mess from 1 through 4.
Yeah, because I think about you think about it from a Bruce perspective. You've had some missed opportunities, and you might be sitting back checking the scoreboard tomorrow because all of a sudden something shakes out a certain way. You're back in the hunt, and I know that that's not how you want to be back in the hunt. You would have rather handled your business, but any way you can get into it, you're going to be jumping in and ready to go. So I'm assuming we're all, or the Bruce people, they're all Myrtle fans tomorrow.
Well, the thing is, it don't just kind of feel like Ole Miss last year.
Yeah.
We didn't do what we needed to do to secure the bag, so now we're relying on other situations. So there's a lot of scenarios that I have played with, that I've looked at. I looked at the possible tiebreaker situations, in both scenarios. But if Myrtle wins this game, then that puts a lot of pressure on Water Valley going to East Union. And you said it before the game. East Union is not your typical, at that time, 0-6 ball team.
And that's, I think now looking back at, because Myrtle beat, what was that score? Myrtle and East Union. That was like 35-6, I believe.
Yeah.
To me, that's an impressive win. So, you might find Water Valley might find themselves with their hands full tomorrow because
now Myrtle East Union game was at Myrtle, so I do believe home field it's a thing.
It still matters.
It matters in high school, and Water Valley would have to go. And that place, I don't know if you ever played at East Union, but that place is different. That place it's just a different aura. It's a different vibe. It's often, it looked like the field was built like they could have been a show on Field of Dreams. It could have been one of the episodes of Field of Dreams where if you build this football field right here, they will come, because the football field is just like in the middle of a field somewhere.
It is. I've coached there. You said Jay-Z at home against Jay-Z George in the playoffs was the coldest you ever been. We went there in the first round in 2019, and that's the coldest I've ever been. Because it is wide open, like you said, it's like a field. It's wide open. You feel every bit of wind.
It's nothing. It's nothing. And if they start scoring, it's a party.
Yeah,
it's a party if they start scoring. I'm talking about lights flickering. I told, if I would have been my son last year, I'd had a seizure because the lights were flickering, and man, I was like, man, it was driving me insane. So if they get rolling over there, then it's a party. And that game, if East Union handle what they need to handle, and man, you when I say tomorrow game between Myrtle and Water Valley could cause, man, all type of craziness, and it will be for an exciting last couple of weeks.
So what does that say to you? Like, is it 1 through 4 is like really, really close together? Like, there's not a lot of differences in the teams?
I don't think it's a lot of differences in them 4 teams right there. And then again, you can say, well, maybe East Union just had a good night that night, but I do believe them top.
They was well coached.
Yeah. So I don't think, from talent standpoint, scheme standpoint, there's not a big difference in all 4 teams.
Yeah,
like literally all 4 teams could beat all 4 teams.
Because you can make a case that Bruce was a couple turnovers
Yeah.
or just some critical situations from having a different outcome in both of those games. And
Both games.
I haven't seen Myrtle, but now I'm looking at it online like they kind of remind me of when you, at least from looking at it from a 1,000 foot view of stats, they kind of look like, it just looks like it's a division that there's no room for error.
If you slip and fall, like you literally can be first place or fourth place.
Yeah.
That's how crazy the division is. And with this division matching up with that Region 1 in the first round, nobody want to go to Baldwin in the first round. You do not want to. You don't want that fourth seed. Now, that's not saying if you do get fourth seed, you don't prepare, but you don't want to go to Baldwin for the first game of the season, for the first game of the playoffs.
No, you don't. I mean, it's just tough to be that fourth seed anyway, because you're usually you're traveling a long, long ways from home, and you're already at a disadvantage playing a one seed. But upsets happen. It seems like this season's had a lot of parity. You
Yeah.
never know. Just get in the show and see what happens. But anytime you can be that one or two, man, you just feel so much better about getting into a long playoff run. I mean, you're going to have to beat good teams if you're going to go to where you want to go anyway. But you would rather, I think it looks better doing it as you go, not having to, climb, starting at the very bottom, climbing your way out. Kind of start halfway up the mountain, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and that home game is important. I mean, if you can get that home game, that's a good start because playoffs is already stressful as it is. I even last year when I was coaching the girls, it was very important we got that home game. And at the time, it was the first home game we've had in almost, I counted about 17, 18 years. It was the first time we had hosted a home game in a long time. And that game was important because, once, you get used to your fans, you get used to your ball, you get used to your goal. It's nothing like being at home to play ball. I wish I think it was 14, I wish we could have got that Council City game at home. Even though it wasn't far up the road, but I just felt like with the way we were rolling at the time, I think it would have served us better to be at home, But that was our own fault because we had to back our way into the playoffs. That year we had to beat Oklahoma to get into the playoffs. That last game of the season against Oklahoma, we had not only did we have to win, we had to beat it by so many points, and we had to go to Oklahoma to do that. And we did that because we basically, the way we prepared for the Oklahoma game was Oklahoma was the first playoff game. That's basically how we looked at it. Because if we lost, we was out of the playoffs anyway.
Yeah,
So we treated Oklahoma as the playoff game. We went into Oklahoma, we did what we were supposed to do, and then we ended up being a fourth seed. We had to go to Coahoma County in Clarksdale, take on Coahoma County. They was number one seed. And we messed around and got a couple of good breaks, and our best play that night was Check With Me. Our best play was Check With Me because they were so undisciplined at that defensive end. That great defensive end they had, he was so aggressive that we made him jump off sides 8 times that night. 8.
Yeah, sounds like it.
That
Sounds like
was
that's
him.
the best play.
That was just him.
Yeah.
That's not the team. The team had some offsides too. But whenever we got to a 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 2, it was automatic Check With Me, and we got the first down every time. So we won that game, and then we got JC George at home, and we dominated JC George in 30-degree weather. So when we got to Council City, we played well in the first half. Wesley Ross was Coach Maddox. Coach Maddox. He had a game plan that night that was fabulous. It was perfect. He put Jamar Brown on one edge, and he put Q Thirds on the other. So Council City could not get the edges with those two guys right there. We had Hunter Potts in the middle. We had Josh Bird in the middle. So we had a solid game plan, and it was working. Wesley Ross was unbelievable. And I'm going to tell you something. You get Jay Johnson inside the 20, that's a touchdown. It was something about him in the red zone that he'll get to the end zone. And we played well, but we made a critical mistake on a punt. And we ended up being a 4th seed. We had to go to Oklahoma to get into the playoffs. So we ended up being a 4th seed. We had to go to Oklahoma to get into the playoffs. So we played well, but we made a critical mistake on a punt. And we made a critical mistake. And you know, those games, if you make one little mistake, one small mistake, you might look at it and say, well, it's not a big deal. It's a big deal when you make it. And we ended up losing that game. But we wouldn't have got to that point if we wouldn't have had the mentality that, you know, we're in. So that's why I said, you know, last week, you just got to have a mentality that even though you might pull a fourth seed, you in. Go do something about it.
Yeah. You know, you got to get into the show to make some hay. So get in it how you can get in it.
So that will be one I will have my eye on. I will have my eye on it because we got to travel all the way to Marks, Mississippi. No, they are not related to me. I don't think. It might be somebody. I told my team, my great granddaddy, Bill Marks, found in Marks, Mississippi, and they believed it. So hey, I just got to keep rolling with that story. But we got to go to Marks, Mississippi tomorrow to take on MS Palmer in a non-divisional match, and it's a game that we need to get back on the winning side of football.
Yeah, you've had a bad taste in your mouth the last few weeks. I think anytime, no matter what the opponent, division or non-division, you know, if you got a chance to go get that taste out of your mouth, put it behind you.
Yes.
You know, you got to win one to start a streak, and you know you're getting into the time of year where wins are important. So there's no better time to win that one to get your streak started.
You got it. Tomorrow is the most important game because, like you just said, that you got to get out of that. You got to get that bad taste out of your mouth. You got to get out of that mode because losing is just like winning. It's contagious, and if you don't do nothing to stop the sneezing, this what did NyQuil? What are they commercials? The sneezing, stuffy nose.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. We got to take some NyQuil tomorrow and get this stuff out of our system. So it's definitely, and you know, the pressure of it not being a division game, and you can just let go and you can get some things fixed. Reports this week is that everybody was at practice, so that's a good thing. And that is one thing that I'm very impressed and proud of, is that they have been able to take these situations and not go into the mode. We know how things can be. We've been in that situation, and so when you can get players to continue to keep on buying in, then that is huge. So Bruce will be going to MS Palmer tomorrow, and I will be on the band. I'm driving the band bus, so but I will be listening and looking at the Water Valley and Myrtle game because it has it's definitely something that we need to keep an eye on tomorrow. And after tomorrow, we're gonna have a pretty good idea, pretty good idea on what's going to transpire for us.
yeah. I mean, you know, I know that you'd probably like to play in front of a home crowd and uh, you know, coming off a short week and things like that, but you know, you got to go out and earn it. And I give credit to Bruce, man. You know, I didn't hear any rumblings about the 3 days out of school. You know, they seem like they're a group that, you know, I know last week was a heartbreaker, but they seem pretty even keel. So I mean, I feel like it's a perfect opportunity to bounce back. No better time than tomorrow night.
And you know, you said something. You said something. Sometimes I have to collect. I got to get myself in order. We are in a situation where a few years ago we would have asked for it. We'd have loved to have been in that situation. I would have loved to have been in the situation that we're in right now.
Yeah, me too.
I would have loved it. So sometimes you'll get, you know, but at the same time, you also want to look at, you hate to look at opportunities that you let get away from you. So hopefully they will bounce back tomorrow, and I will be at the house. And you need to be, you and Carrie just go on a little date and
Oh yeah.
and love on each other. But we got a big slate of SEC football this weekend.
Yes, we do.
I do want to play this clip. This was Lane Kiffin after the win win against Washington State on last week.
Games or whatever, Gary, you can make a decision not to play like that again and know how critical those plays are. That ain't acceptable. And you feel good coming off, celebrating, you ain't got no standard. Because that ain't how we built this play. I wish I would.
Did you hear that, Coach?
Yeah, I heard it.
Well, what Lane was saying, he said if you come off and was celebrating after that win last week, he said that's not acceptable. Now, that is the type of stuff that I want to hear from you, Lane Kiffin. I want you to talk about how, yes, we won the ball game, but it wasn't acceptable. The plays that we missed out on, if you continue to play like that, he went on to say, if you continue to play like that, then you're going to lose those SEC games. You cannot miss opportunity. That's the stuff I want to hear from Lane Kiffin.
Is it weird though, Coach? Because tell me if my feelers are just off on this. I just found that a little weird that played on that. Like some things I want my locker room to know, and I don't want anybody else to know. And I just thought that was kind of strange that was, that's a show that's supposed to be a highlight show for Ole Miss. Like I just found it kind of weird that, and I don't know if I'm sure he has say on what access. And I just thought it was weird that he chose, like, I don't know what that said. Like, I can't figure out what he's trying to, big picture. Like, I know in the small picture, it's exactly what he's saying. Like, that's unacceptable. We can't do that. But, I feel like Kiffin's the kind of guy that there's some type of, everything he does with the media, there's something bigger to it. And I've been trying to figure out what it is all week. I don't understand the.
Coach, he wasn't talking to his players. He was talking to us.
Okay.
He wasn't talking to his players. He's talking to us. I want the fan base to know. Or maybe this is his apology. Maybe he heard
the fan
podcast.
base wasn't happy last week. Like that was like this has been a weird week on Twitter.
But exactly though. But maybe he heard the podcast last week. Me getting mad at him going after the student section. I think him allowing that out is to let the fan base know that, hey, we feel the same way you do. And I want you to hear me. The reason why I know they play a major part into that, I remember I did, behind the scenes video when I was in Count City. And I did a lot of behind the scenes videos for basketball team. Well, if you know Coach Coffey, there's a lot of stuff Coach Coffey say that you just don't want to put out.
Yeah.
And I would have to go through stuff with him like, okay, can I do this? Can I do that? Same thing with Coach Fox. Can I publish this? Can I publish that? So, yeah, he played. I know it's an individual crap. Coach, when I powerlift and I bodybuild, if people took pictures of me, I had to evaluate. I had to look at that picture. I would not allow, because you cannot, you couldn't post me because this is my job. I'm a powerlifter. I'm a bodybuilder. My body's supposed to look a certain way. So I couldn't allow you to take a picture of me and I didn't see if the picture was sufficient. What if I was caught in the wrong angle? There's a picture right now circulating when I took a picture with the powerlifting team a couple of years ago with the girls. I had a 3X shirt on. I don't know why I wore it. And they caught me. Now, I know I picked up some weight, Coach. But the way they caught me, I looked like I was 400 pounds. Man, that picture's out there forever. Man, you know how mad I was when I saw that picture? I was like, I'm not that big, but they caught me in a movement. And the shirt just looked like I was 400 pounds. So I do believe Lane put that out to tell the fans that we were not pleased with how we played. Because sometimes that's all you want to hear. Sometimes I just want you to tell me, we want players to be like, I want you to say, Coach, I got to do better right there.
Yeah.
So I feel like he was talking to the fans. Now,
maybe if you I just thought it was weird. Like, there's so much privacy within that program. They don't.
Yeah.
To the media, like they only let you see what they want.
But they want you.
We've never seen that side of it.
That's first. That's the first outburst I've ever seen. That now I'm not saying he don't have outbursts.
Yeah.
He undid it too much, not to, because that was too natural for him. You talking somebody that do outbursts? I'm a master of outbursts. I can tell when it's natural for somebody. You can tell when somebody trying to rally the troops, but that came out too. That came out too. That flow. That sounds like something I would do. That's my normal. If I'm talking calm, y'all need to run, or it's time for me to retire. If something went bad and I'm talking calm, yeah, there's something. I'm about to check out of here. But when you have that much control of what get leaked out, I think that message was for us.
Well, I mean, if it is, I guess that's good because you're gonna want that. You're gonna want to play better than that this week. I can tell you that
Yes.
much.
Yeah, because if you missed the plays that you missed on last week, man, we gonna look at them. Man, them dog. Me and you gonna be mad. We're gonna be mad,
Yeah.
and my hat gonna be. You know how it was last week? I'll probably just cover my face. But we said we gotta split, at least split the Georgia and Oklahoma. So go ahead and get the first one out the way.
Yeah, if you get the
first one out the way.
I think it's important. Like, think about it like this: these players are humans; they're not robots. So
Say who?
you're gonna take a.
They robots. Them jokers be lifting 500 pounds. That ain't normal for people to do that.
I mean, I thought you did it all the time, Coach.
And I was a robot.
But no, in all seriousness, though, for real, you're gonna. It's an emotional game. Like, to get up, you're like the energy's gonna be off the charts to go play Georgia.
Yeah.
And then regardless of that, say you do lose, I think it's harder to come back from that to go on the road again and replicate
at 11 o'clock.
At 11 a.m.
They've already gave the time for Oklahoma, 11 a.m.
Because if you find a way to win Saturday, the energy's there. Because now you're like, you go from a win Saturday, you go from can we make the playoffs as like just get in the playoffs to shoot, we may have a chance at a first round bye.
Oh yeah.
I think Saturday's very important. It's not important to whether it's over with for you, but it's important. Like, I think you can raise up the pecking order just a good bit with a win Saturday.
Coach, Saturday is, man, it is huge. Saturday is huge. They don't need to downplay this. This is the biggest game because if they get this game, then the rest of your important games, well, not saying state is not important because that game is going to be scary, but as far as all other games before state, you get those games at home. You get Florida at home. You get South Carolina at home. So if you get this game, and you said a one loss will get you an SEC championship. It's definitely getting you in the playoffs.
I think so.
So you get this one, then you split, and now maybe he's playing chess and not checkers. He's looking at this video coming out is him looking at Florida game, South Carolina game. I need y'all there. I want you to know that the way we played was not acceptable. Yes, I took a jab at you. Yeah, I listened to the Coach podcast, and Coach Marks went off on me because Fisher played it for me. And I just want to let you know, and yes, I get it. I understand Coach Marks was upset. I appreciate Coach Benji holding it down for me, but I get it. So he did that because he needed the fans, even though I might buy me a ticket for that one. I don't know. But he needs the fans there for that Florida game,
Absolutely.
or that South Carolina game. So I believe that's in lieu of, okay, if we don't play good or if we don't win Saturday, you just saw my video. We wasn't pleased with what we did. So you're going to get – now what I'm doing is I'm selling you effort. You're not going to see bad effort because you just heard that video. So no matter how they play Saturday, you're going to say, well, they just – Georgia's just a better team. They're just a better team that day. So that's playing chess. Let me go ahead and get the fan base to understand that way we won was not acceptable. We're not gonna accept that. So now, because I said that, Saturday, whatever the outcome gonna be, the fan base gonna know that I've already talked about this. So I'm preparing because last year I just think I don't think we looked 3 steps ahead. You know, after Kentucky, I don't think we was looking 3-4 steps ahead. I think right now he's looking 3 or 4 steps ahead now. Because I know you got to focus on Georgia. Next week you got to focus on Oklahoma. But I'm sorry, bro, you still got to worry about. Even though I'm focusing on Georgia this week, South Carolina still got to be on my mind. Florida got to still be on my mind. Mississippi State still got to be on my mind. They ain't got to be on my all of my mind, but they got to be on my mind.
Yeah, I mean, going back to how important it is to at least split these games, could you imagine losing both these games? Not only having to play the month of November for your life, but possibly going to Starkville with
a must win.
With a must win.
Do you want Mississippi State that fired up to say, if we beat Ole Miss, they're out of the playoffs? No, you do not want that. I don't want that. Now, it's different if they have to come to Oxford, but when you go to you, they don't care. And you give them an opportunity to boot your little butt out the playoffs.
They will do it.
Man, it'll be 10,000 cowbells in your locker room.
Yeah.
You won't even be they'll have cowbells under the stadium. It'll be real cows out there.
Yeah.
So you don't want that. You don't want that as a player. You don't want that as a coach.
I think that's like the worst because it is a possibility, and I think I've thought about it. I'm like, I couldn't imagine what that week would be like if that's how it plays out.
So I don't want that. You don't want that. We don't want that. So let's keep that out of the mix. I do want to play a little bit of his press conference, just a few minutes of it, just to hear what he had to say leading up to the Georgia game.
All right, exciting opportunity this week. Go play at Georgia. I think our players and staff are really excited about that. Anytime you get a chance to play, the premier program in college football over the last 5 years, I think since COVID, they got the winningest record in football, and especially dominance in the regular season. I think in 5 years, they've only lost in the regular season to Alabama, and then our game here last year. So it's a very challenging team to always play, especially there. And so we're going to have a great week of preparation and prepare to go on the road in a very tough environment with elite players and a phenomenal coaching staff led by Kirby and what he's been able to do. I said it yesterday in the call when asked. Finds a way to win a lot of games in a lot of different styles and overcome a lot of adversity in games, keep his team together. And, that's why he's the best coach in college football now.
Boy, he really know how to play them words.
Oh, yeah. Singing the phrases.
He's the best college coach in football right now. No, he ain't. He is not. He's a liar. That's what he is. He's a liar. He sit up there and did that bull crap last week. I ain't got no respect for Kirby Smart. You sit up there and lied, act like that. Like, don't even get me started on that. I'm getting mad all over again. You're a liar. You lied. Didn't even have to do that, but you lied. You made me mad, hurt my feelings for lying. But what do you think about that? Just that little snippet, just typical coach banter.
Yeah, I mean, Kiffin always comes across as a guy who absolutely hates the weekly presser on Monday. I think especially like in the big games, you could tell he's like, I don't want to talk to you guys. Like I'm locked in. I don't care what you're going to ask me about my second string defensive end. I'm not going to tell you if somebody's hurt. And I think he does use those opening statements to kind of
just real melancholy.
I think it's like, I think he does it like, obviously you're not going to go out and give someone bulletin board material, but I think he genuinely does like Kirby. Like there was a quote at the end of the podcast.
Didn't they coach together? Were they both there at Alabama?
Yeah, they were at Alabama in 14 and 15. But I think he genuinely likes Kirby, and he kind of poked fun at him at the end of the interview or the press conference talking about how Kirby probably burns more calories on the sideline during the game, trying to running up and down the sideline, acting crazy. But I just thought it was like we're gonna get in here and y'all ain't about to get no bulletin board material from me.
I'm ready. I don't know. I wish sometimes. Oh, excuse me. I wish sometimes a coach just say, you know what, forget it. We going in there to whoop their butt.
Yeah, I mean, you would think like Saban would have said that a lot because he
He could.
always he always did go whoop your butt. And not even he was like, we gotta focus on doing our job, and he had all the coach speak for you.
So we will. The big announcement is that me and Coach, we will be live during the game. We're gonna watch the game as you watch the game, and we're gonna give our intake during the game as the game go on. So that means all of my frustrations, all of my what the hex, all of my art, all of my fussing. Uh, Hopefully, Coach Benji don't cuss too much because we are a rated PG program.
Yeah.
But we're gonna watch that game live while you're watching it, and we're gonna give our intake on it as the game go on. We will wait. We'll have our own pregame show to where we'll get to drop Benji's keys to the win. So we'll have our own pregame show. We'll be on live probably about 30, 40 minutes before the game start. We'll even try to bring in some people to kind of chit chat with us and talk about the game. And then when the game start, we're gonna be we want you to watch the game and then turn your laptop, your iPad, or your computer on, and I want you to watch us. Listen to us, turn the volume down on the game, and just listen to us. We're going to talk to you about the game. We're going to let you know, because sometimes them ESPN analysts, they be biased in a way. They don't want us to win. They ain't like us. So listen to some people that love Ole Miss football.
I was just gonna say, Coach, for all those that'll get on Twitter and Facebook and say, I wish this announcer would make one more call for Georgia. Well, you know what? We ain't pulling for Georgia over here. We're rebels, and
Exactly.
we'll pick up the slack. Just mute your TV
Mute
and
your
just
team.
put us on over there to the side, and we'll cover it for you. We got you covered.
Because all you're going to hear is, boy, they really missed a hold on that tackle over there. Chambliss, he really, it looked like if it wasn't for the hold, Chambliss wouldn't have got there. I don't want to hear all that. I just want to hear Chambliss made an amazing throw. So all you got to do is cut your volume down and let coach talk to you. We're going to talk you to a victory. And then we're going to celebrate together. I'm going to meet them in Oxford at the airport. But but just to look at the SEC this week, and it's going to be a great week of SEC football, starting with 11 o'clock game, number 10 LSU travels. And this is important. This is an important game for LSU because they're 2-1 in the SEC right now. Number 10 LSU travels to Vanderbilt. Coach, what do you think going to happen there?
Well, I saw a stat because I think like when you look at especially from a Vegas standpoint, 2.5 point favorite for Vandy against LSU, and you get the stats rolling out like Vandy's played. I may misquote this by just a little bit, but Vandy's played 77 games all time against AP top 10 teams. This will be the first time ever they've been favorited.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you right now, and as an Ole Miss fan, we need to be pulling for LSU to win every week because that boosts our resume. That makes that win in Oxford look so much bigger.
But
But
I ain't trying to play LSU in the SEC championship now.
I've got Vandy. I
You
think
got Vandy?
Vandy. I've got Vandy.
So you going with the Vegas? You going with Vegas?
Yeah, I'm laying the 2.5. When I look at it, they play really good. Coach, hear me out now. I get a Clark Lee defense against Garrett Nussmeier, who cannot. I mean, what happened to him? I mean, we say it every week. What's happened to this guy? They cannot throw the ball. They don't run the ball well. And they were, they were a couple plays, and I know the couple plays count. But that Alabama game could have turned out differently if two plays go a different way. I've got Vandy.
Coach, I got to stop you in your tracks. Coach, I'm going out on a limb right now. LSU beats Vandy. And they beat Vandy 35-14.
Oh, where are they scoring 35 points?
They're going to get the running. Vandy
What?
is going to, I'm finna tell you.
Hit the what button for yourself, Coach.
No. The offense they're going to have a short field. Pavia is going to throw 2 interceptions that game, and they're going to be critical interceptions. They're going to put LSU in short fields, and they're going to run the football, and then that's going to build a company.
Coach, they can give them the ball on a 20. I don't believe they can find the end zone. I cannot get behind the LSU offense. Like,
Coach,
you've got to score points to win.
I'm going. Keep it at 2.5. I'm going to plus. Give me the points. I'm going to LSU. I'm going to LSU, Coach. Our first disagreement on the game, man. I'm going LSU.
We go. I tell you what, we're gonna have to go. We might have to do a live stream. We might just be live all day because I got to see your.
I got a junior high game at 10, but soon as that game, I'm coming right up in here, man, and it's on. It's on. I think there'll probably be halftime when I get here, and when I get here, it'll be LSU probably be up 17-0 then.
I don't know.
All right, we got Oklahoma, number 14, Oklahoma traveling to South Carolina. Is this a trap game?
I like South Carolina in this game. I don't think Mateer is very healthy, and I think when he's not full go, they struggle offensively. And I know Texas was a different defense than South Carolina, and then what South Carolina will be. But I don't know about a win, but I like a South Carolina cover.
You know what? I feel like this is a trap game. I feel like South Carolina will, because Beamer's he's got to get a good resume out because he's going after this year. I think he's going after this year.
You think so?
This is going to help. Yeah, I believe he is. I think will build his resume. I think this will be a huge win for South Carolina because Texas gave them the recipe.
Yeah.
Texas gave them the recipe.
And South Carolina's not bad. Like, if Sellers doesn't throw you the ball a couple times, like, they're not bad. But, they have a turnover issue, and
it's a reason that they were ranked in preseason. They're 3-3, but they are a good 3-3 team. It's not a team that I want to go and play. I wouldn't mind them coming to me and play. It's not a team that I want to go and play. So I'm with you with that one. I feel like South Carolina will pull off the upset. You got number 4 Texas A&M going to Arkansas. I think that's just going to be a woodshed right there.
Lay them. I really like A&M.
Yeah, that's going to be a woodshed beating. Now this is a good. You got Mississippi State going to Florida, and right now I do not understand this line, Coach. They got Florida at a 9.5 favorite. That is bull crap.
And I agree with you from the sense that
have they watched State play this year?
At the same time, though, what Florida team are you getting? Because if you get the Florida team that beat Texas, I can see the 9.5. But if you get the other Florida team, I think State can win this game. That was my hardest pick of the week.
The only thing about this, I feel like they haven't watched State play. If you watch State play this year, then this line is ridiculous. If you watch Florida play this year, this line to me is ridiculous.
Well, it makes me wonder if people saw the second half of that A&M game and that kind of changed their feelings on State. And I'm not discrediting State for anything. I mean, they got a bye week. They got an extra week they're coming off a bye where they had an extra week to prepare for this game. I'm going to tell you, if it was in Starkville, I would for sure be like, this is gettable here. But you're going to the Swamp at night. And like I said, I just don't know what Florida team's going to show up because there is the good version of Florida probably does win by 10, you know. But then there's a version of Florida where State can find themselves with a chance to win this game late.
Okay, now you got me scared. Now I don't know. I don't know because I'm looking at that. I'm like, I'm taking the plus. I'm taking the plus 9.5. But now you got me worried because, like I said, you don't know which one you're gonna get.
You don't, and it's that way. Like, what South Carolina are you going to get? What Texas are you like? You can go down the list with all these teams. I think it's just
I
something
think
about
South
the.
Carolina is more consistent than Florida is.
I mean that, yeah.
Florida's up and down. It's just the line. I guess seeing the 9.5 line.
But here's something, Coach, we haven't even mentioned yet. And I think we need to because, and I hadn't wanted to mention it because I'm like, there's no way Florida is handling, their administration's handling this situation like this. But the USA Today reported that win or lose, Billy Napier will be fired after
Wow.
the game. And I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I've been like, there's no way they're handling this situation like this. But you don't see anywhere like on Twitter, on ESPN, on any, like you can Google it. Florida's administration's not coming back and walking that back. Like, so that makes me think it is happening. So if that might be a reason for State could go in there and get a win, that team may not even show up.
Yes, because if they see that and they know that, because regardless of how we feel about coaches, we've been in the
like
situation.
that,
The players
they play hard.
Yes, and then think about it. We have been coaches. We've been on the bad side of the situation, but your players love you.
Yeah.
The players will go to the fans don't know what you do in those situations. So, yeah. Now that you told me that, yeah, I think I'll take the plus 9.5. All right, you got number 21, Texas going to Kentucky. I think Texas, they won't look dominant, but I think they'll handle Kentucky easily. I don't think
laying the 12.5. Yeah.
All right, we got Percy and his crazy thoughts, his favorite team, number 11 Tennessee. I hope they go to Alabama and get the brakes beat off of them, just so I can go to Percy and tell him that your team is sorry. They got Alabama as an 8.5 favorite. Do you agree?
Well, I got it online at 7.5, and I laid the 7.5. I think Bama at home. They've played the last 3 weeks. They've just looked like, to me, other than you can make an argument with A&M, they're the team in the league right now. They're the best team in the league, in my opinion.
Alabama's saying, "Give me the ball."
Yeah.
Y'all talked about us because we lost to Florida State. Now give me the ball.
And Tennessee, shockingly, I thought they'd be better defensively than they are. And I think,
to me, their quarterback got 5 interceptions on the year in 6 games.
Yeah.
And that means you're 5-1. You thank goodness that you're 5-1 because your quarterback is not great right now. And
he wasn't going to be the starter. Their starters dipped off to UCLA.
Yeah, I need some more money. So they are the most unimpressive 5-1 team to me personally.
It's defensively too, and I know Ole Miss gave up a bunch of points to Arkansas, but I mean Arkansas had their way with them on offense last week, and then Georgia just blitz, just ran through them like they stole something. I mean, to me, Alabama, when they get the running game going, they're hard to stop, and I really like Ty Simpson, so I think they're scoring a lot Saturday.
And this is the one I want to bring up. Number 16, Missouri, goes to Auburn. Is this Hugh Freeze's last game?
I think so. I don't even understand why it's one, and I guess Auburn at home at night, because is that 6:45 SEC Network? Yeah. That's the only reason why I can figure out that this is a 1.5 point line, because I thought, although, like I said, I think Bama, I would take Bama over A&M right now. I think Bama's the best team in the league, and Missouri played them to the wire. It was a really good game. I think Missouri is really good. I don't think Auburn. I think I need to be fact checked on this. I don't because I don't know exactly where he ranks, but Jackson Arnold has one of the worst QBRs in the nation, and he has not thrown an interception. He's not thrown one interception.
Well, maybe I need to be schooled on freaking QBR. Like,
Yeah.
how are they figuring this stuff out?
I don't think he's completing passes at all. Like he's only
But
thrown 5 touchdown passes.
that's probably not good either.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't think he's. I'll go see. Let me find his stats, but I mean, it's not.
It's like
I think
like
it's
a Dylan Gabriel line. You averaging 4 yards a reception.
yeah. Like I just don't think. I don't think that Auburn can put enough offense together to win the game, and I don't. I don't know whether or not. I don't understand why you fire these coaches now because all you're doing is these schools are going to figure out who your short list is, and you gave them from now till December to raise all the money they can raise to keep you. And I mean, coach, he hasn't even thrown for 1,000 yards yet. It's bad.
At this point, 6 games in, you need to be. You should be at the 1,000-yard mark at least. So
He is.
I'm with you. I think if Missouri wins
He be running that thing.
7 or more, I think Hugh Freeze. If Hugh Freeze make a game out of it, I think it'll just prolong the inevitable. But if he loses, I'm with you. I think they will go ahead and go in another direction. I really don't think they wanted Hugh Freeze. They wanted Lane Kiffin.
Oh yeah, there ain't no doubt.
They couldn't get Lane, and Hugh Freeze was available. They didn't want Hugh Freeze, and they've shown that. And he don't make it easy. I don't know. Sometimes he talks entitled, like, "Hugh, you haven't won anything." Now I love you as Ole Miss coach, but you haven't really won anything, and I just think that he has that entitlement sort of thing. But hey, whatever works for you. Just to look at the top 25 on next week. On this weekend. You got Louisville, unranked Louisville going to number 2 Miami. You got number 25 Nebraska traveling to Minnesota. Well, that's on tomorrow night. On Saturday, you got number 12 Georgia Tech traveling to Duke. You got number 1 Ohio State traveling to Wisconsin. You got Michigan State going to number 3 Indiana. Indiana is a 27.5-point favorite.
And I saw where I just saw it on the ESPN college football homepage. Signetti gets a new 8-year, $93 million deal. They went ahead. So that's why you don't fire your coach right now, because Penn State, if you wanted him and you fire him in December, they got to come up with that money. You gave them plenty of time to be like, hey, let's structure this deal. Let's figure out where this money's coming from. And now you don't have a chance at, which I think Signetti's where he needs to be. Like, Indiana's never been a football program, and he has turned that thing around. So,
and I, like I said last week, I felt like Indiana had just as much money as Penn State, and they're proving that, and they locked them in. You got number 7 Texas Tech going to Arizona State. You got number 22 Memphis at UAB. You got number 5 Oregon traveling to Rutgers. You got Washington State, who better go to Virginia and win, but they going to number 18 Virginia. You got number 20 USC going to number 13 Notre Dame in their annual rival game. You got Florida Atlantic going to number 19 South Florida. And you got number 23 Utah going to number 15 BYU, and number 24 Cincinnati going to Oklahoma State.
Coach, that USC and Notre Dame game, that's one. If you're an SEC fan or an Ole Miss fan in general, you're a USC fan, because Notre Dame needs to go ahead and get that 3rd loss. And I think that USC's played well this year, and they're a 9.5-point dog to Notre Dame. I figure they'd be a closer line than that.
Notre Dame loses the game, they'll just drop to number 15.
Yeah,
America loves Notre Dame. They'll drop to 15,
you're
and then
right.
they'll win next week and be number 7. So you know how it is. But yeah,
I can't argue it.
we need Notre Dame to lose that game. Before we get off, I do want to one more thing I want to talk about before we get off. Coach Prime did something very interesting this weekend. You know, they got a bye week this week, and I just want to get your thoughts on it.
I
He,
saw this.
I wish I could. I bet I can't find it. I had it. I had it loaded, but I bet I can't find it now. But I'm gonna type it in.
He told them
Oh,
kids to get some film for the
yeah,
portal.
he basically told them, you know, we're gonna go out here and we're gonna scrimmage, and I want you to get you uh, some film for the portal. So
I
let me see.
respect it. I think because they've kind of, let's see, what is their record now?
Colorado, they are. Let me computer get the moving quick enough. Colorado is 3-4.
And they got a big win last week.
Yeah,
So the fact that he's like, even in his mind, he's like, we're about to turn this roster over. Respect. You know what I'm
yeah. And he's just like, and it's just
saying?
he's one of the coaches that I was talking about. That's what I was talking about. Just tell the truth. I know you
Yeah.
finna go, so I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna help you out, and I'm gonna put this together so you can get you some film together. And once you get this film together, then maybe this and not too many people do that, but I do. I got the clip. I'm finna play it now. I think I got it. I don't have it. I don't have it.
And
I'm just
the
super unprepared.
scrimmage too. I mean, I know we were just seeing like highlights, like we didn't see everything, but I mean they were getting after it.
Oh,
For
everybody was live. It was
yeah,
like a game.
he was even like quarterbacks live today.
And that's cool, coach. It's you know, we've been so politically correct in everything. Sports shouldn't be a place where it is.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Sports shouldn't be a place where we got to be so politically correct and say all the right things all the time. If you pissed off about a play, just say I'm pissed off about a play. This play,
Yeah,
just come on. Like, I know you finna leave, so let me help you out. And maybe he's trying to use some reverse psychology. Maybe somebody be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna stay
yeah,
because
and you never know. You might have found a depth piece where you just work that kid into playing time, and he stays anyway because you got him. You got him some playing time. He sees that the role can grow bigger. Maybe that playing time gets him a bigger. He can have the choice to get a bigger NIL bag where he's at and not have to go somewhere. It can work out in a lot of different ways.
yeah. Well, Coach, man, we pulled this show off, man. I tell you, it was a slow week this week. We didn't get all the news that we wanted to get, but
And I feel like I've been off the mic for so long. It's like I've had to train myself to get back into it a little bit. I've been
but
over here staring at my computer trying
we
to
had
read
about two or
stuff
three
like, hey, I need
shows.
to be talking.
We had about 2 or 3 shows back to back to back to back to back.
We
So
was rolling. I was in a groove.
yeah, but hey, we get one day to get our mind together, and then we're back on this thing. We'll be back on this thing on next. Well, not next.
Saturday.
This Saturday. You see my mind, man. My mind is all over the place. But Coach, anything else to hold our attention?
Man, what time are you thinking Saturday to start? Like
Uh,
1:15? Well, it starts at 2:30, so you go 2 o'clock?
yeah, we probably start at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
We'll go
Two
live. We'll
o'clock.
go live at 2 o'clock. We'll definitely advertise it and make sure y'all are aware. We'll recap even the situation in our region with Bruce, Water Valley, Myrtle, and East Union. We will talk about that as well, and also give you a preview for the NFL football also on that night. So, man, hey, once again, we get in here, we talk. This is what we do. We just talk about football. We talk about basketball. We talk about things that's going on in the community. We talk. We talk. That's the Coach to Coach podcast. So we do appreciate everybody that was on, everybody that's going to listen to us later on. Maybe I should have did a better job of letting people know that we was going to be on Facebook because I did not let people know that we was going to be on Facebook. until we got on there. So we'll do a better job letting you know that we're gonna be on there because my bad. We left y'all and left y'all with the Bills, and now we're trying to come back saying, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. We made a mistake. Sometimes you just gotta apologize. Say, I'm sorry. Take me back, Facebook. Take me back. But once again, that's the offensive coordinator right there. That's the man that keeps it going. My job is just to make sure you don't score no points. So until we see you on Saturday at 2:00, man, y'all keep on running that football, keep running the ball, because eventually the defense is going to get tired. And then you're going to break a big one, and you ain't going to worry about all them 2 and 3 yard gains. Until Saturday, Coach Benji, Coach Marks, we'll see you. The Coaching Coach Podcast. We'll be back to you.